So the people aspect of our vision has something to do with what we do for people here, like the Diversity Business Network, but also with the people that are in our communities and our opportunity to work with like-minded companies around sustainability. Our next guest gave up the opportunity to pursue a law degree and PhD for her passion of helping children change their lives. She currently leads work for World Vision in 9 U.S. locations, manages the distribution of more than $6.1 million that eventually helps 1.7 million beneficiaries. Please welcome Vice President of U.S. Programs for World Vision, Romanita Hairston.
Hi, Jason.
Well, welcome to Weyerhaeuser.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, good to see you.
It's good to see you as well.
So many people probably don't realize this, but our companies go back a ways, don't they?
Indeed, World Vision and Weyerhaeuser actually have a long history that started with a land donation. Our main campus building is actually built on land that was donated by Weyerhaeuser. It was a great donation that has served us very well. Since that time, we have partnered last year. Employees from right here in your main campus assembled over 850 hygiene kits that we distributed in Alabama during our response to the southern tornadoes. That generosity and volunteerism actually led to a $3,000 donation from the foundation that's going to provide school supplies to young children here in the spring. But before that happens, we'll be doing a diaper drive together.
The diaper drive. So we'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. Let me ask you this. Tell us, for those of us not familiar with World Vision, can you just give us an overview of what World Vision is all about?
Absolutely. World Vision is a global Christian humanitarian organization that serves here and around the world to improve the well-being of children. And in the U.S., the way we do that is by partnering with organizations, almost 3,000, to provide high-quality resources in places where poverty is prevalent. And those resources include things from new, donated, high-quality gift in kind. We distribute almost $67 million worth of product a year. We provide programs for young children, and those programs not only empower them and change their lives, but actually mobilize them to create change in their own communities and to be a part of positive transformation. We do missions trips for individuals and organizations that allow them to serve in places throughout the U.S. where really they're the hardest hit places, and it's everything from building projects to programs for young kids. We build capacity for our partners, and we respond to humanitarian emergencies in the U.S. We do that partnering with over 3,000 organizations, and that's everything from schools to community-based organizations to faith-based organizations to volunteer groups like the Seroptimus and Lions Clubs. And we do that by responding to need, and we partner on the basis of need without regard to any other factor, and we're excited to be serving kids here in the U.S. and helping to make the world a better place for children.
Well, it's interesting because I think when I think of World Vision, I think of world vision, right? And what many would perhaps call third world countries, but you're in charge of U.S. programs. So talk a bit about, if you would, our need here domestically in the United States.
The need here is growing. Many people are aware that right now in this country's history, we're at a historic point. We have not had poverty rates this high since the 1950s, and that's 46.1 million Americans who are living in poverty. And of those individuals, 1 in 5 are children who are living in poverty. And when you look at the current poverty measure, most experts agree that $20,000 for a family of 4 is not enough, which means really that would be almost 92 million people. The poverty rate would double if we raise the standard to what we think it should be. So the safety net is thinning and shrinking. We've got serious cuts to critical programs in education and social service. Hunger is one of the fastest growing issues here in the U.S. And so you've got families who have been struggling, and it's becoming harder and more difficult for them. And they're having to make some pretty critical choices between food, clothing, medical care, and even things like diapers for their children.
And you mentioned the diaper drive. Talk about why are diapers such a need in the U.S.?
A couple of things. One, it's one of the most highly requested items that we get. Our site manager in Fife said that it is something that the partners always ask for, and it's something that's rarely donated. When you think about families who are making these difficult choices, diapers are an out-of-pocket expense. Safety net programs like WIC don't cover them, and the food stamp program does not cover them. So what parents do is they make a choice to have their children in diapers over a prolonged period of time, trying to stretch their dollar, ultimately trying to provide all the things that the kids might need. When they make that choice, the challenge with it is twofold. The first is that it's a challenge for children for medical reasons. It can lead to skin issues when kids are in diapers with urine and feces and diaper rash and things like that and other infections. But the other thing that's actually more startling is that when that happens, children are more likely to be abused. Studies have shown that children who are in diapers for a prolonged period of time are more subject to physical abuse. And if you just think that through, imagine a grumpy child who's been in a diaper for a long time. I wouldn't want to be in a diaper for a prolonged period of time. I don't think any of us would.
Right,
when that child is grumpy, often things like shaken baby syndrome are the result of caregivers trying to soothe children, and they may not realize that the child is actually just grumpy because they've got a diaper rash or they've been in a diaper too long. So very critical need, and young children go through 6 to 10 diapers a day, so it's a pretty significant cost to families who might be bringing home $1,400 at the most when they're living at the poverty line.
They may decide to keep that baby in a diaper, one diaper all day, I guess.
Exactly.
Which can lead to these other consequences.
Indeed.
So other than our involvement in the community here at Weyerhaeuser, I imagine it makes sense to work with a company like ours when it comes to diapers.
Absolutely. You're one of the world's leading producers of cellulose fibers, and cellulose is that absorbent material in diapers, and it's a great material. It's made from renewable resources. It's biodegradable. You produce it at your mills for a very low cost, and as you said earlier, we all value people and what people can do together, and so we're extremely excited about partnering with you and helping to make the world a better place for really young kids. So,
Shaker, I think we just found a new spokesperson. Shaker. That was pretty good.
Happy to be the spokesperson for diapers. It's wonderful.
That's right. Well, this is our first company-wide effort with World Vision. We did the hygiene kits here locally, but this is our first company-wide effort. So the diaper drive is set to run March 12th through the 30th. That's March 12th through the 30th. So please keep an eye on Roots over the next couple weeks. You'll learn more about how you can get involved. But suffice it to say, start stockpiling those diapers now. We are really good at, but seriously, we're really good at bringing our talent and our treasure to bear. World Vision is really good at the distribution part of it, aren't you?
Absolutely. We work with 3,000 organizations from across the U.S., all kinds of organizations, and we are putting product in the places where it's most needed when it's needed. And so our distribution network is reliable, it's efficient, and it's effective.
So you'll hear more in the coming weeks. Watch Roots for that. Start to get those diapers together, and then we'll turn them over to World Vision, and they'll get them in the right hands. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me thanking our very special guest today, Romanita Hairston. Thank you. Thank you.